Hello and welcome back. So, recently shaped the fretboard, radius it. It's all good. Here it is. It's the same day, if you want to know. And this time it actually is. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. Just making you not trust me in the future, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm here right now. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna dye this fretboard, and the reason why is because I have this cool idea for what I'm gonna do with this guitar, finish-wise, and I want to experiment with dyeing the fretboard. I've done some other videos where I've talked about this. We've had some videos where I've told you how much I dislike people dyeing their fretboards. But that's because most of the time when you see a dyed fretboard or, you know, somehow treated in a way, it's usually done to make it seem like it's something it's not. You know, a maple fretboard turned into a rosewood fretboard or an ebony fretboard is usually not done because of aesthetic reasons. It's usually to make the guitar look more expensive because those woods are a little bit rarer, or a lot rarer actually, than maple. And for someone like me, I mean, I can tell if it's rosewood or not because of the grain pattern and the structure of the wood, but for some people, they can't. And it can sometimes, you know, not be included in the description of the guitar what sort of wood it is. I had that problem, for example, with my Harley Benton SG Junior type of guitar, where they said it was a chemically treated maple fretboard, and it was supposed to be, you know, maple turned black, you know. And I wasn't super into the idea, but I really wanted, you know, a Les Paul Junior. But then when I got the guitar, it was not chemically treated black, it was painted black, and so I scraped off it, and underneath it was Purple Heart. So I actually got a better fretboard than, you know, or not better, but it was a nice fretboard underneath. So that, you know, and that's a problem with like more inexpensive guitars. You might think you know what you're getting, but you might not actually be getting what you're getting, you know. Not saying that that's not a problem you can encounter on more expensive guitars, but most of the times you're getting what you're paying for. You might still be disappointed, but it's at least, you know, the right thing. Anyway, don't want to get boggled up with that. Don't want to go in a tantrum. I was about to do it. We are going to do something fun. We're going to have fun, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you how to be creative. That was a bit egocentric of me, maybe. We're going to have fun. We're going to paint this fretboard now. I'm going to stop talking about trying to explain what it is I'm doing. I'm going to be creative with it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to do something creative, and I'm going to try out a thing to make it not into a piece of wood that is trying to be something else. You know? So here we have that. And first we need a little bit of tape. I knew I had a piece of tape here. Not a piece of tape, a roll of tape. What? It's the wrong roll of tape. Wait, what? Ow! Always hit my head on something. That's gonna be so fun. He walked off camera and the first thing he did was hit his head. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I leaned down to pick up the tape and didn't think about the fact that I had the guitar body, the one for this guitar, hanging in the ceiling above me. So I just went straight up into it, and now it hit my head. Let's get down here. Okay, here's the neck. Now, we don't want to get the dye on the neck. Obviously, it's going to stay on the fretboard. So we need to mask everything off a little bit. So put the neck on its side like this. And I'm going to put one piece of tape starting here. And I'm going to try... Damn it, my head hurts. I'm an idiot. Or at least not as smart as I might want to make myself out to be. But you guys are listening to me. Like you're actually watching my videos and paying attention, or at least that's what I'm assuming that you're doing. So who's really stupid here, huh? I'm just joking. I know it's me. I have the line of where the fretboard and the neck meets up, and I'm just putting the tape there, and I'm just trying to get it lined. I hope you can see what I'm doing, or at least somewhat see what I'm doing. It might look a little bit fiddly, but that's because I think I unrolled this a little bit backwards. But that's, you know, part of being left-handed and having to work in a sort of right-handed way. Had I known that I was going to make videos on YouTube, I probably would have thought about that when I designed this room or the outline of things, and had, you know, been able, so I could stand here. Because if I can stand here, it's not very hard to do. But if I stand there, you guys can't see what I'm doing. And then the only comments I'm gonna get is about how I fail at doing this. So, you know, it's like you can't win whatever you do. You know, that's the way it is. Here we have a piece of tape. It's not very important how it looks. The only thing that matters is that it protects the neck right here, and it doesn't even have to protect that well, because we're going to run this over, so we are going to work on the wood right up against the edge right here. So yeah, and then we need a bit of tape here, just to protect the neck over here as well, just like so. And again, here we're going to work on the neck as well, on some parts. This part here, for example, most of it is most likely going to get taken off, because we need to put in a nut right there. So yeah. Okay, here it most likely, hopefully, will be a little bit easier, because now I can... If you build guitars, but you don't have a YouTube channel, you are gonna... You don't know how frustrating it can be to not be able to move around and be like, ooh, now I'm moving here, now I'm moving here. So, you should really give me a thumbs up right now. Just saying, if you've managed to get this far into the video, even if you don't like the video at all, you should still give me a thumbs up, just for the fact that I'm struggling so much. Yeah? And I know that when I say things like that, there is always someone who doesn't seem to understand that I'm joking. So I'm just letting you guys know, the ones of you that have issues with getting that was, in fact, indeed, yes, it was a joke. You never have to give me any likes unless you want to. I'm just being a little bit silly. Do I have a razor blade? I do. Okay, so on the edge here, wait, let's fold this down a little bit, so I can work on this. Here I'm just going to cut the tape flush with the truss rod, because this whole part here is going to get glued in, and I don't really care how it looks, because it's going to be hidden underneath everything. So yeah, but it looks pretty nice, you know. Okay, and now we need to take something. It can basically be anything, you know, a screwdriver. That's a good one. And we just need to press it against the tape like this to get a really nice bond. And the reason why is because if there are any gaps or air pockets or something along the edge of the tape, that anything or everything will work its way in there. You know? It's just the way it is. Like water and stain and all of that, it hates you and wants to see you killed. And so you have to do everything you can to work your way around it. Same thing here. Here we have a bit of end grain, so I'm gonna have to teach you how to stain end grain. Yeah. Here we have the neck. Okay. So first thing we need to do is, yeah, here we have some color, and we need to mix some more. So I'm gonna take the lid of a spray can. We'll put it on the neck for now, even though it's probably a stupid thing to do. And then we'll take our dye. I have all these dyes here. We'll take the red one. Yes, we're gonna have fun in a moment. And I'm just gonna put some of it in here. If I can open this. Just pop it in here. So, I think that's a little bit more. I want a very concentrated, color. And now I just need to get a little bit of water, but I'm also gonna try to get you into a better position, I think. Maybe you can be over here. Getting everything. I don't know, is that a good? Maybe that's a good, I don't know. I wish I had someone to film for me that could keep track of what's happening, and that could a little bit of water and the dye, and now we have this nice blood red stain that we're gonna start working with that one. And so, oh, I forgot that it wasn't clamped down. Looking for the clamp down. Yeah, no, I wish I had someone who could do the camera thing for me, and then, you know, they could try to find all the angles, all the right places to be, so that I didn't have to think about it. But I hope I can move the neck around like this. So around the 12 here and up, we're gonna put down some of this red and just smoosh it around. And I know I'm going over the rosewood as well, but it's gonna be too hard for me to get in there, I think, and really mess about. So I'm gonna go up here. Ugh, I scratched the tape a little bit. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's mostly there so that you guys don't get worried and think that I'm more of a sloppy person than I am. And then we'll go up, messing around a little bit like this. Go up a little bit like so. And don't forget to do the sides. Like so. And I can see, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm gonna zoom in because we need to focus on that a little bit extra. If I put it like there, maybe. There we go. That doesn't look perfect. Can you guys tell that there is a little weird spot right there? I hope you can. If you can't, I'm sorry. Where did I put the razor blade? I'll have to take out another one. It's super glue that has sunken into the wood, so I'm gonna have to see if I can scrape that a little bit and see if I can just clean that up. This is erasing the grain, so I'm gonna have to sand everything again. But I don't want to do that until I'm done, so let's see if that was enough. Come on, give me all your love. Give me all your love and do want it. I don't know what I'm saying. Just dab it on, dab it on, dab it on. Really let this soak it up. I think that might have been enough. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'll zoom out again. I think that's good enough. Okay, I'm gonna quickly just pause here and go and clean my brush. I'm gonna put this away over here. I'll drink a little bit of water, and I'm just gonna let this soak for a little bit. And then I'll be back once I've cleaned this. This is just a couple of minutes. Alright, so I'm back, and here I have my other dye. This dirty bottle is killing me. The reason why I didn't blend this, mix this now, is because I just realized I had it laying around. So here we have some purple, which I hope you will agree with me looks cool. And first we're just gonna put it on as neatly as we can up here, where we're gonna try to make it the darkest we can. And yeah, and actually I think it might be going on pretty evenly here, so we'll have to take a look and see how it sucks it up. I can talk about it while I'm doing it, since, you know, you might as well hear me jabber on about something that maybe isn't that interesting. If you put stain on end grain, you might encounter a problem, depending a little bit on what it is you're doing. If you're doing a lighter color, for example, and not something this dark, then you might notice that it will be darker in the end grain. And there are several ways that you can do something about that. Sort of depends on what kind of color you're using. If you're using water-based like I'm doing right now, the way you do that is you have one brush that is clean and only has water on it, and you pre-soak that area so that it's basically soaking up as much water as it can, and then it won't really be trying to soak up the paint as much, and that way you can balance it out. It can be a little bit hard to get it to work the way you want it, because you might not get it to soak up any paint at all, but that's just because you put on too much. And so, yeah. But up here, I want this to be really, really deep purple, and down here I want it to be really deep purple as well. You know, like the band. That deep. So, incredibly deep. I'll actually do the end grain first, because that's an easy thing to do. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting down some color like that. And I'm staying away from the red right now. Not completely. I'm leaving a little bit of a border, and that's just because I'm going to try to blend them together once I'm happy. So we'll have to come back to it, but first just put on this and make it look nice. And then yeah, I think I might want to find an extra pencil to brush, an extra brush, sorry. Pencil means brush in Swedish. Just a little bit of a mistake. Anyway, I'm gonna put the lid on here. I'm gonna go and wash this and just leave this to soak up, and I'll be back in 10 minutes maybe? We'll take a look. 10 minutes. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna try to show you how to do this, and we'll just hope to everything that is holy in this world that it turns out good. I'm sorry, but I don't have anyone to help me film this at the moment, and I gotta get it done. So, long distance filming is what you get. If you guys want better close-up, you're gonna have to hire someone to help me out. Again, silly joke. Don't take it serious. I'm just gonna sort of put on a lot of paint here, like so, and put this one away, and then come back to this one, and just sort of overdo this one as well. And I'll just let it soak in and lie on top. I'm gonna try to overdo it more on the red because it's lighter color. The purple will mess this up more. And then I'm gonna take a rag and I'm gonna sort of smudge it around like this, work my way in like so, come back with the red and just put it on, just dab it on like so, leave that for a bit, come back here and just smooch this area here as well. And now maybe some of you understand why I made the red so much more than I made the purple, and that's because it's allowing me to push the red back. The purple will sort of automatically do so, and I can sort of blend them fairly easy using the colors. Put a little bit more up here because I want to keep that basically centered. And yeah, this is not gonna, if you're doing this and you're worried that this will maybe warp your neck or something, this is why we're not doing this to a neck that is that has been shapen. We're doing this to something that is just a block, and also it's not that much water that we're introducing. It will all sort of gas off. But now you can see here I'm getting a bit too much. Need to come in with a clean rag and just smudge that a little bit so that it doesn't, so that we get a fade. And I'll just smudge it a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit of red pigment and just work it back and forth a little bit like that. And I'm gonna take a new rag, piece of rag, and just put on a little bit of red right here, and just move it back a little bit, sort of press the red and the purple together. I'm trying to get that look going. And yeah, get a new rag. I don't want to contaminate any particular area, which I will most likely do, but hopefully not too much. Put on a little bit of red and just dab it and work it and sort of make my way back and forth, something like that. Just clean it up a little bit on the side. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, I think. I hope you guys agree, but that looks pretty good. We're not done yet. No. I'm gonna see if I can create a little streak here in the middle so we get a little decontamination thing going, or whatever you want to call it. Well, that's a weird way of putting it maybe, but you know, just too much, need to clean it off and apply a little bit of red. And yeah, I'm gonna wash off the everything, and I'll be back once this has dried. I'm gonna do a quick film across after I've clean my pencils so you get a nice in-between shot. Okay, so here is the fretboard right now. Hope you can see. I hope it looks cool. Yeah, we just need to leave it to dry, and then we need to sand it. So I'll be back once I've sanded it. I mean, once it's time to sand it. I'm gonna leave it to dry, I mean. Alright, I'm back, and here we have the fretboard. Whoa! And now I just need to sand it a little bit. Which I know some of you are going to be like, why are you doing that when all that work, you're ruining it. And yeah, maybe a little bit. But it's pretty good to flatten out all that, you know? Just, you get a little bit of grain in the wood rising. So it's a good thing to sand it. And I can tell that I probably didn't leave it to dry quite long enough. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the purple back here where it disappeared a little bit too much. And I'm gonna leave it to dry. Because I think that the red dries slower, basically, because I feel like it's getting stuck on the paper, so I'm gonna have to take it off and put on a new one. So I'm gonna have to let this stand a little bit longer than I was hoping for. And I'll just put on a little bit of this purple. Like that. And I'll take and smudge it out a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Same thing over here. Just go back and forth a little bit. You know? I have these little marks here, but I'm hoping that if I put on the purple here and it darkens it all up a bit too much, that it's gonna make them disappear. So just painting it on like that and sort of smudging out the areas around. And yeah, we're gonna lacquer the fretboard afterwards. We're gonna do a hand lacquering, so stay tuned for that. It's coming up real soon. Once we're done with this, I'm just gonna work these colors back and forth a little bit, trying to get that top part and bottom part of the neck to be really dark purple, where it's like almost black, because I think that would be cool. And then just sort of smudge out the rest right here, so that you can sort of get a feel of it being both red and purple. But I'm gonna have to leave it to dry for maybe the rest of the day. Actually, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll be back once it's actually dried, because I was a little bit too hasty. Don't be hasty. We're back, and yeah, I've sanded and applied and smushed around and worked on it. And now I'm gonna put a little bit of lacquer on this to seal it all in, and hopefully to get it looking a little bit nicer. And it's sanded up to whatever it is, 240, I think it is. Something. 200 something. Whichever it's called, you know. I'm gonna put a little bit of lacquer on it to seal it, because and this is the reason why I did it this way and not the fret first, is because the frets are gonna get super glue squeeze out, and it can potentially be a messy thing that can potentially, maybe, if I don't manage to clean it up perfectly, it can create some issues. So we'll see what happens. So that's why I did it this way. So I'm gonna apply some of this and rub it in, and I pick up a little bit of color. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and forth with this. I'm using a nicer rag than paper, which I hope will make it so that I don't have to like go overboard and sand this, because it's so fine, and it's a fine cloth that doesn't leave a bunch of marks. But I'm gonna have to come back. I won't do that on camera because I feel like you don't need me. You don't need to see me do this more than this. But just know that between this and next video, next video is when we're gonna install the frets, I was thinking. Yeah, so I'm gonna apply this, 2 different rags, one for the red and one for the blue, because I'm picking up a little bit of color. Yeah, and yeah. And yeah, I feel like I was hoping to get a more even. The purple doesn't really mix well with the red, and I think it's because I'm usually having this issue when I'm mixing brands, and I'm mixing a brand that you all guys love, but unfortunately doesn't play very well with other colors. And that is Crimson Guitars Stain for the purple. I don't know why, but I just it's a nice color and all, but it just, their paints don't or stains rather, maybe I should say, don't work very well with other colors. I feel like I always have a little bit of an issue with them. Maybe I'm just bad at what I'm doing, but I feel like maybe I should have gone with a red that I got at some other place. I mean, or a purple that I got at some other place, or maybe I should have just bought a new red, so that both colors were from Crimson. I don't know. Anyway, that's the first layer, and I'm gonna leave it to dry for, I don't know, damn it, the lid doesn't want to go back on. I'm gonna have to hit it with a hammer. I'm gonna leave this to dry now, anyway, and I'll come back in like 20 minutes and put on another one, and I'm gonna keep doing that, just rubbing it in. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope this was something for you, and I'll see you in the next video.